Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today we've got some data download info to go over, so it's quite a bit of stuff. I'm going to try to go through it as quick as I can. So basically we have a global and a JP data download, so we are going to go over both of those very quickly. So I'm going to go over global first. So on global, basically the big thing that got confirmed here is that we are getting the EZA area for, if you can look here, it's that Tech Kaba, that Strength Caulifla, and then the Int Kale. I was very much looking forward to those. Once I found out LR God Goku and Hit were going to be the double raid spanner, I figured there was a pretty good chance that those would be coming. So as you can see, we have LR God Goku and Hit as well. We are also getting some wallpapers are going to be coming to our box, and I believe that is from the voting campaign. There was a new intro movie that's going to be in here, and that's basically it. Oh, and then we also have Extreme Super Battle Road as well. So we're going to be getting Extreme Super Battle Road with the EZA for the Goku and Bulma as well. So that's going to be coming. We have a new Patan battle coming as well. Yeah, that's basically it. So some good stuff coming. Now, the big omission here for Global, the thing that really stinks is the physical Kefla is nowhere to be seen, which is very, very disappointing. So I don't know if it's going to be like... I think Global needs to have like a delayed and shafted celebration where it'll be like the physical Kefla and then they'll have LR Janemba. They can do like the Peppy Gal EZAs that are just MIA, like who knows when we're getting those, but those all came on JP like a long time ago with the, and then there was a couple of those new girls like Kawaii and I don't remember, the Universe 2 girls, right? So I don't know, there's just a bunch of like random MIA stuff that like seriously, when is Global going to come out with physical Kefla now? Unless they're going to do like a part 3 onto this, but I don't think so because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of crazy because with Kefla's EZA not in the data download, I mean, she's definitely not coming with God Goku and Hit, so I don't know what they're doing there. So anyways, that's Global. At least we're getting the free-to-play EZAs, which is really good. All right, so then the big shocker is on JP. We got some big info over here on JP. So, kind of out of nowhere, we're getting Dragon Ball Fusions is coming back of all things. So, we've got these, well, so the AGL unit on top, I don't remember his name offhand, but he's a free-to-play unit that was in the game for Global. I remember, I might have him in my box, I'll have to check, but he's getting an Awakening. Then we have Tiancha at the bottom, that's Tien and Chaozu. This is a JP only unit that was a login bonus. Global never got him. So now what I presume is he's going to be farmable in a story event so that everybody will be able to get him. So keep in mind, these are coming to JP right now in their celebration with like the androids and stuff. But this is not, or it's more like Future Saga, I should say, than androids. But Global will get this eventually, presumably during that same celebration. But it looks like... our boy Tiancha is getting an Awakening. And then we have a couple... and that's just showing the same one. And then that top unit, I believe, is completely new. And then and I believe that's like the protagonist from the Dragon Ball Heroes game. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. So they are going to be farmable, and they get an Awakening as well. So some new Dragon Ball Fusion stuff there. And then moving ahead, we've got some Dragon Ball Fusions EZAs, which is pretty darn hype. So first we have Karoli here, and we'll just go over the passives really quick. So Karoli, and by the way, I think Karoli might be the best of the bunch. We'll see though. But he just gets 260% attack and defense at start of turn. Keep in mind that this is going to be a summonable EZA unit. So like his stats aren't going to be terrible. I think his attack's going to be at least 15, maybe 16,000. With 260% attack and defense, that's pretty good. He's going to be hitting hard. He performs an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super, so he gets a guaranteed additional no matter what, with a great chance to be a super, which I think is like 70%. And then he gets an additional 59% attack if the targeted enemy is stunned. And you see his super attack effect, he does supreme damage with a high chance to stun. So what's great about this unit, because he has that built-in additional, the idea is you attack with him, hopefully get the stun off, then he gets that 70% chance to get a super. And if you're attacking the enemy already stunned, then his attack is just going to shoot through the moon. So, I think this guy will be very good on Super Battle Road, actually. And with 260% starter turn defense, like, he's going to have decent enough defense, I think, to handle himself in Super Battle Road. So his passive, you know, isn't like crazy long. He's kind of a caveman unit, but I think very, very effective. So very excited for that Karoli there. All right, so then we have Barlott. Translations courtesy of Goresh, by the way. I'll link his Twitter in the description. I do recommend you guys all follow Goresh on Twitter, because he's always got the translations up right away. Like, he's one of the main people I like to follow for Dokkan. So, yeah, give Goresh a follow. So then we've got this Strength Barlott, which is the fusion of Goku and Kakarot. By the way, Karoli is Broly and Goku. Karoli comes from Kakarot and Broly, so that's where his fusion is. And we have Barlott, Bardock, and Goku. And they actually turned Barlott into like this kind of cool... he already had nuking in his passive, but they gave him some orb changing and some additional things I think make him kind of interesting. So he randomly changed a type of orbs other than STR to STR, which is good. Orb changing is always good. He gets 30% attack and defense per key sphere. I believe his old passive was like 12. So he's getting a huge boost there. He gets another 30% attack and defense and chance to perform a crit plus 15% when collecting 3 or more key spheres. He gets a high chance to perform an additional super when collecting 5 or more, and he gets an additional attack and defense 30% and chance to perform crit plus 15 when collecting 7. So if this guy gets 7 key spheres, he's going to have what, a 30% chance to crit, what, a 15% chance to do another additional. Hold on, I gotta take this all in. This is a big one. Hold on. So yep, so he's going to get a couple of attack buffs, right? So he's going to get an extra 2 separate attack and defense 30% procs if he gets 7 or more key spheres. He gets 30% crit, and he just gains a high chance to perform an additional super, which a high chance I think is like a 50% chance. So, dude, yeah, with 7 or more key spheres, this guy's going to be absolutely insane. So the fact that he orb changes himself, I think, is very useful. He also greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, which I'm pretty sure is a 50% raise, which is very significant. So I think this guy has a ton of damage potential, especially if you pair him with another orb changer. Now keep in mind, these units are going to be a huge buff for the Fusions team that really needs it, but these guys are all crossover. So you could run this Barlott. This Barlott's making the God Trunks look a lot better, because when God Trunks first dropped, it's like, other than Mechi Kabura, I think it's Mechi Kabura and then the Int Gohan can use orb changing, but there's no like LRs or anything. Well, now to have Barlott, who is a true nuker, put him next to that God Trunks on like the crossover team, that could actually be very devastating with double orb changing. Like, you could almost guarantee this guy, I don't know, 5 or 6 orbs every turn, but if you get 7, I mean, he's gonna be crazy. I'm kind of excited to see the showcases on this guy and to make my own, but the JP showcases will come out first, so I want to check those out. All right, then we have Bullpan here. Bullpan is Bola and Pan, I believe. So Bola and Pan fusion. So attack and defense 150. Gain an additional attack and defense 30 per fusion category ally attacking in the same turn, excluding self. So they're 150 plus they can get another 60. All allies key 3 as long as your HP is 30% or above. Honestly, I don't even understand why they put the HP restriction on there, because she's not even giving attack and defense support. She's only giving key. And there are supports way more busted than her. Like, seriously, they should just chop that HP restriction off. I don't understand why that's even there. She has a high chance to be effective against all types and a high chance to guard. So on the turns where that procs, where she's effective against all types and guarding, like, she's going to be very good. I don't think she's busted by any means. I think she's going to be kind of like an average or mid-level type unit. The fact that she only gives key and not attack and defense, I think, is a huge blow to her. And she's not going to be blowing you out of the water, I think, attack and defense-wise. We'll see, though. We'll judge them when they actually come out. She seems a little underwhelming to me. And then we have Pandel, which is Pan and Videl. This one, like, going into it, I was really excited about it. Just because fusion category really lacks support. So the fact that she was kind of the de facto support really needed an upgrade, right? So she gets attack and defense 150 at start of turn. All allies attack and defense 30. Now, she is an attack and defense support, but she does not give key. Although I think for the teams you're going to run her on, I don't really think Ki is a huge issue, so it's okay. I mean, she really should have gotten Ki, though, because it's like her and Bullpan, like, neither of them are, like, overly busted to the point where you can't just make them traditional supports. I mean, heck, they both could have been 3 Ki 40% attack and defense, and it would have been just fine. But I guess they were too afraid to go too crazy with their supports. She gets an additional attack and defense 10%, and chance to evade enemy attacks plus 7% per fusions category ally on the team. So I do like Pandel, I think, more than Bullpan for sure, because she's giving actual stat support. She has the dodge in her kit, where even if she isn't defensively viable, she's going to have a pretty decent chance to dodge. And I think she's going to hit harder if you're on a full fusions team. That's the other thing with Pandel and Bullpan. They kind of built them more for fusions. It would be nice if they were more generic and could be used more on crossover, which crossover, there are still a lot of good fusions you can run. Like, there's, what, 2 Super Saiyan 3 Teen Gotenks is, and there's one of the other Super Saiyan 3 fusions, I believe. I think Vegeks is Patara, but Gohanks, I think Gohanks is a fusion. So, Gohanks and then the 2 Teen Gotenks, I think, could work with her on crossover if you want them to get kind of their fuller buffs, right? So I think that is basically it. Oh, and then we've got the Gohan. Did I not retweet to Gohan? Hold on. Gohan's probably down here a little bit. Yeah, okay. So we got to get to the big boy, right? So yeah, I retweeted all this stuff here, but we've got the animations. I'll kind of let these animations play as I'm talking here, but the big news on JP is their LR is a adult future Gohan, and they finally did it. They finally did the Gohan with only one arm. He's very unique in that it is a Gohan Trunks Join Forces card. So it's a Trunks Gohan Join Forces card, which you're seeing right here on the screen. Then they exchange, which I love this scene. I'm so glad they got this in. The one where he's telling Trunks, like, okay, you can come with me to fight the androids, and then he knocks him out here, right? So this is now an exchange. So and I think this is the first unit that I've ever seen do this. Well, no, I guess the 17, 18, and 16 kind of do this, but it's a joint forces unit that exchanges into just Gohan. So then the rest of the way, he's just Gohan. And then this Gohan has a revive mechanic. Now, when I first watched this video, I thought like 500% it was going to revive into Super Saiyan Trunks after Gohan died. I thought like 500% that's what they're going to do, and they didn't, and I was kind of disappointed, because what a cool card would that have been, to be Gohan and Trunks, then Gohan, and then exchange again off of revival into Trunks, but that's not what happened. So right here, Gohan's going to get KO'd, and then he is going to revive just as Gohan again. So he just takes it and comes back as Gohan. And he's like a god, by the way, after he revives. He's absolutely busted. We're going to look at his passive here in just a second. But yeah, that Gohan's looking pretty good. But honestly, right here, when I first watched the video and saw the revive, I thought for sure it was going to be Trunks crying over his body and then going Super Saiyan. I thought that would have been like perfect. But they wanted to keep it Gohan, which is fine. But yeah, he's looking pretty good. The animations are pretty fire, too. They did pretty good, too. Dokkan does pretty well with some of these characters that don't have a ton of screen time, because realistically, like, outside of the movie, like, that's really the only place you see that Gohan. He doesn't do a lot of flashy attacks, so they did pretty good with the animations, considering his attacks aren't that flashy. So, here's the card art. So you can see we got Trunks and Gohan there, and then exchanges out into Gohan. So, it's just this mammoth passive, right? So, it is an AGL unit, and the leader skill is Connected Hope and Bond of Master Disciple, Key 4 and 150, which is fine. Like, at least it wasn't a 130 leader skill. I think those are really dead. They really just have to do away with those. I'm okay with Key 4 and 150. That's usable, right? So, 12 Key Super raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes Colossal. 18 Key is greatly raises defense and does Mega Colossal. And then the passive. So this is for Gohan and Trunks. This is for the joint forces part. So they get attack and defense 150. They randomly change key spheres that are not AGL to AGL as long as you have 58% or more HP. You get an additional defense 58% just on top of it. Chance to perform a crit and reduce damage by 8% when collecting 5 or more. So if you get 5 or more key spheres, you get 58% more defense, a chance to perform crit, and damage reduction. Okay, then you get another 58% attack, more crit chance, more damage reduction when collecting 5 or more AGL key spheres. So the first part of the passive is just any color. The second part is for AGL. So if you get 5 AGL specific, you're getting an extra 58% attack and defense, and you're getting 16% crit chance and 16% damage reduction. And then if you get 8 or more key spheres total, they get a guaranteed additional super. So if you're getting a lot of key, they're looking pretty good. I do think though, like this part of the unit, I think they're going to be fine. But what we're really looking for is the Gohan, and the Gohan's going to be crazy. So the exchange, you have to go at least 3 turns, and you have to have 58% or less HP. So I'm never a big fan of the HP restrictions, but at least it's only 3 turns. It's not the worst. I honestly wish they did. I get why they want to do the HP restriction. So I think if anything, I would be fine if they just took the turn count off and just had the HP restriction. I don't think that would be the worst, right? But he's pretty good. So we'll check out the Gohan here. So after he exchanges, he greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes Colossal. The 18 key is greatly raises for 1 turn on attack and then does Mega Colossal, which nothing crazy there, right? But the passive, so he gets attack plus 258%. Key plus 8 for 5 turns from first appearance, which is ridiculous. He's gonna like instantly 18 key super, like with no problems, right? He gets an additional super attack when collecting 8 or more key spheres. He reveals the location of enemy super attacks if your HP is 58% or less. And then he revives with 80% HP recovered when this character is KO'd. And then after he has activated his revival, he gets another 5 key and defense and damage reduction plus 58% for the rest of the battle. Okay, so there's a lot to take in here, but I think they were actually really clever about how they did his kit. So the first thing that you notice is that after he transforms, they intentionally did not give him any defense. You notice that he only has attack 258 on the first part, right? The idea is they actually want him to die. And they design him like that on purpose. And the thing that's really clever with their design is that he reveals location of enemy super attacks if your HP is 58% or less. Keep in mind, in order to exchange, you already have to be at 58% or less. So that means when you exchange, you will automatically see enemy super attacks. And I think the idea is you're supposed to put him in harm's way, put him in front of that super attack to take it intentionally and die. So literally the turn you exchange, you could revive that turn, depending on where they're super attacking. And then when he comes back, when he gets that 58% defense on an LR with the insane stats that he's going to have, with 58% damage reduction, he's going to be like virtually unkillable. Like that is going to be absolutely busted with the amount of damage reduction and defense he's going to have. Like his defense number won't be like insane, right? 58% isn't a ton, but on LR stats, his defense could be like around 200-ish K, something like that. With 58% damage reduction is pretty darn good. Like he's going to tank almost everywhere, right? So, I think it's very interesting. Now, the thing with the Gohan, he's not super straightforward. Like, there's a lot of things that have to happen to get to his best situation, which I think is a downfall of the unit. And the other thing, too, is even when you transform and you get the Scouter, even without defense, unless you're in like Extreme Super Battle Road or like the God event, unless you're in like insanely difficult content, even without a defense in his passive, he probably still won't take that much damage from normals. So if you transform and there are no super attacks being launched, that's going to stink. Because the next time he comes up, you may not be able to see the super attacks, and it's going to be kind of a crapshoot from that point on. The other thing is if the super attack is like in slot 3, that means you have to float him off to get the revive, and it's going to be forever till you see him again. So there's definitely some downsides to his passive. I think in the perfect situation where you get to him as fast as possible and get that revive as fast as possible, he's going to be looking pretty good in that final phase. But once again, he's kind of got, 2 hoops to jump through to get there. So I don't know. He seems interesting. The guy I'm more excited for is the physical Gohan. Hold up. Physical Gohan, his EZA. Now, let me see. Do I not have it right here at the top of my feed? Did I not tweet that one back? I must not have tweeted that one back. All right. We are going to... We'll just go right to Garesh's page here. We'll let Garesh get some highlight here, but we're going to go to Physical Gohan because I don't believe yeah, here's Physical Gohan. So this Physical Gohan's going to get an Easy A, and these types of Easy A's are great. Like these type in the free-to-play because like these are units people are easily accessibly can get, or units like this Gohan is really old. So if you're a veteran player, you probably have this guy with many dupes. So like this guy's just sitting in my box rainbowed. I actually think this guy's the MVP. This guy is going to be crazy. So the big thing about him is he's the first leader that was like a 170 to 2 stats and 130 to the other stat to get an Easy A. And they made him full 170, which is absolutely awesome. So the guy I'm thinking of in particular is STR Ultimate Gohan as a Hybrid Saiyans lead. When he Easy A's, I think he's going to go to full 170, and the reason why that's huge for him is his 130 stat is attack, which cripples your team on attack, but if he's going to go full 170 for Hybrid, that STR Ultimate Gohan might be the new best lead. As good as Tech Ultimate Gohan is, the STR one could end up being better depending on what his Easy A looks like, right? So this Gohan, though, this physical one is looking pretty good. So he gets attack plus 158 at start of turn. He raises defense by up to 158. The less HP remaining, the greater the boost. So I'm not a big fan of that. But he's going to get tankier the less health you have. He reduces damage received by 30%. Now this is good. His old passive was, I don't think he started with any damage reduction. He just got 10% every turn up to 50. Now he starts with 30% damage reduction, which is awesome. And then he gets an additional 7% damage reduction at the start of every turn up to 28. So he ends up maxing out now at 58% damage reduction instead of 50, which is good. He gains an additional attack and defense 120 and medium chance to perform a crit if there's a character whose name includes Trunks on the Future Saga category attacking in the same turn. So when you've got this guy next to a Trunks, he's going to be insane because he's got that guaranteed 30% damage reduction. He's going to get 120% defense automatically from having Trunks. And then his up to 158% defense, depending on your HP, you're getting more defense from that. So if you're low on HP, the combination of how high this guy's defense is going to be, combined with his damage reduction, he's going to be like an unstoppable wall, which is fantastic. So, really excited for this guy. I think he's going to be really, really good. One side note I forgot to maybe mention about the LR Gohan here, is that to get his revive, it's the first unit that requires himself specifically to die. It can't be any unit on the rotation. It actually has to be himself, which again is why I think they took away his defense when he transformed. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of all this new content. Kind of crazy, kind of busy around here, but I'm excited to at least get my free-to-play EZAs on Global, but very bummed about Physical Kefla. Let me know what you think they're going to do with Physical Kefla. I just have no idea. I think they just need to do like a global shaft celebration where they bring us all the stuff that is like out of order now because of all the shenanigans they've done. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you all on the next one.